spender, never done crazy shopping sprees, but I would buy little things here and there, even though they would be cheap. Little things here and there do add up. And over the years, I have learned a couple habits that have helped me save money. And recently I looked it up and I got an estimate of how much that actually saves me monthly. And it's a couple $100s. I'll go over the details at the end of the video, but let me get into the habits first and then we'll go into the estimates. So number one, if there's something that I'm interested in buying, I put it in my cart and I leave it for around a month. And if I still want it by the end of the month, then I'll still purchase it. But most of the time, the things that we like are just kind of impulse buys. And so sometimes I end up having things in my cart and then I'm still not sure if I'm gonna want it or not. And so I'll put it as one of my saved on the bottom of your cart where it's just saved for later or something. I have a couple things in there that I haven't even bought yet and I won't forget about them. If I research them, they have good reviews and everything and they're still there just in case I do end up needing them later on and I decide to purchase them. Number two is I will not buy multiples of one product. The reason for that is that sometimes they can end up expiring. Also, you can't even use them all. They're typically not that different, and so it's just causing clutter. It makes you have to make decisions or like move stuff around if you don't have that much space. It's not worth buying multiples of one product. I have a lot of perfumes, and most of these perfumes I have not ever purchased. They've been all gifts, and I do feel kind of bad throwing them out. There are some that I've had since high school, and I am 32 now. So they have been there for a long time. Yesterday, I was trying to declutter and I threw away one, which, yeah, that's been since high school. I was like, this is probably really strong from alcohol smell. And so I threw it away. I'm still in the process of decluttering more, but definitely having multiples of one product is a problem. And if you have a hard time letting go of things like I do, it's better to just not bring more into your house. So that's something that I do. I try to not bring more things in because I do have a hard time getting rid of them. Okay, so similar to that one is number three, which is trying to remember what items you have that serve the same function. So for example, I have my Swiffer and I've wanted to buy another mop. While my Swiffer's still working, I shouldn't get something that's similar because it's just taking up more space and I already have something that does it until it breaks. Right now, my Swiffer is no longer spraying, so it's at that broken stage. I've just been lazy to get a replacement, but I need to figure out what I'm going to replace it with. I'm thinking I might get one of those that are like a mop slash vacuum. That is gonna be a little bit of investment, but it's gonna be doing two things in one. But since the Swiffer kind of grabs everything and the crumbs on the floor and mops, thing that I would buy would be a good replacement because it would sweep slash mop. And then that's only because the Swiffer is now not working. And I tried all of the little suggestions online and it worked for a little bit. And then like the next time I had to use the Swiffer again, it wasn't spraying again. At this point, I still have it and I'm using it by spraying the floor with a spray bottle and then wiping. But it's just because I've been lazy to research the replacement, but that one is on my list of replacements. Number four is figuring out if something that I want is something that I can make myself. So I do like doing things and learning how to do things myself. It could be with food. If there is an expensive food that we're craving, I'll try to learn how to make it, and that way we can have it at home and we don't have to spend out. Specifically if it's expensive, that's when it's beneficial. One thing for that though is that if it's an expensive meal but it's like greasy or splashes around, I don't prefer to do it at home, and that's where I kind of set the limits because there's not a good amount of ventilation here since the kitchen is over there and the window and door to the patio over here. In order for the kitchen smell to travel all the way here, it's kind of difficult, which is why I don't like cooking at home so much until meal prep day. But for the most part, if it's something that I think I could make, I'll make it. And I like doing things like that, so that's a good habit. Number five is similar, which is basically if it's something that I can do the service myself, then I do it. For that, it would be I've learned how to do my nails. I've done acrylic nails, which I never got really good at it. I it was a little lumpy and stuff, but it was fun learning. I have a gel nail kit. I cut my own hair. It's not the best layers, but I do it myself. I do my own eyebrows. So basically, if there's a service that you normally pay money for, you can save a lot if you learn how to do it, and if it's something that's not that difficult. Like if I were to want to bleach my hair, that can get tricky. You can stay with orange hair, and I don't think that's the risk. But I have been wanting to perm my hair, which is one of the risky things. So I do have supplies for that I've had maybe like for a year, and I still haven't gotten the courage to do it. So we'll see if I do end up doing that. I'll probably record it and you can see the disaster that I do to my hair. Number 6 is looking for a coupon or a sale on something that I like. So there are times when I do want something and I've been kind of wanting it, but maybe if it's a little bit more of an expensive thing, I do wait if a holiday is coming up. Sometimes they'll have little sales, and if it's close enough, then I'll just hold off a little bit until I can get just a little bit of a deal on it. And also before purchasing, I do like to run like the Honey app or look for any coupons to see if it's on sale somewhere else or if there's coupons at certain places. Number 7 is home cooking meals. That I guess would fall more under like meal prepping. We like to meal prep during the weekend, so we have something during the week. And then also the cooking smells. We don't like to have the house just smell like food all the time, which helps us if we just do it once on the weekend, air out the apartment, and then we're just reheating our food in the microwave. We just freeze it after we meal prep it and defrost it in the morning the day of when we're gonna eat it. So that's been really helping us, and it also helps us not be tempted to eat out during the week, which also saves money. Number 8, we started doing it just to be healthier. So for a while now, we try not to buy any other things to drink. We only have water and we buy milk. When we're drinking anything, it's basically just water. We'll eat our meals with water. And for me, I do like to have my coffee in the morning. And right now, it's actually a little bit, it's like rainy. I don't know if you can hear it. It's been cold. So I just have my little cinnamon tea. But other than that, we just drink water, which is healthier, which is the main priority of why we do it. It also helps with the extra cost of buying juice and soda. Even when we go out, we like to take our water bottle, which my family likes to make fun of us because we have giant jugs of water that we carry everywhere. They say that we're scared that we're gonna get dehydrated. Number 9 is buying only groceries that we have planned for meals during that week. If you end up going to the grocery store and you don't have a plan, you'll end up buying other things that you do not necessarily need that might get expired. So it's always important to kind of look through your fridge, see what else you need. For us, we have like our basic meals that we do consistently. And so for lunch, it's typically tuna, or we'll do eggs. And so we always have to have tomato, onions, and serrano chilies. We have to make sure that we always have enough mayo and eggs. So then we basically swap our lunch, either eggs or tuna, and then maybe crackers or tostadas to eat with them. Then the dinner does get a little bit different. We do like to switch it up during the week so we don't get tired of it and then end up having to go eat. It's good to switch it up sometimes. Definitely go into the grocery store with a plan so you don't end up getting other things that you end up having to decide last minute, like, oh, I'm actually craving this, let's get this, and sometimes you end up missing some ingredients, and then so now you have ingredients that are incomplete. You might have to do another trip to the grocery store, or if you don't end up doing that, now you risk the stuff that you have in the fridge to be expired. Number 10 is to have towels that you reuse. So for me, when I cleaned the bathroom, I had one towel that was for the mirror, and then I had one towel that was for the bathroom sink. Now I actually just have one cloth for both. I'll wipe down the glass mirror first, and then I'll use that same towel to do the surface area of the sink, and then I'll just wash it real quick and then put it to air dry. So that's for the bathroom. And then for the kitchen, I have one white towel that I kind of use to wipe surfaces of the island, the kitchen table, and then the countertops where the kitchen sink is at. And then that one, I'll bleach it with all my other white towels, I do not touch any nasty areas with my white towels. And for the toilet, I actually just use that with toilet paper. So I'll spray it and do toilet paper and throw it away. I do not want to use reusable towels for that because I never put those towels, the bathroom ones, I never put those in the washing machine because they're going to be reusable. So basically once they've run their course, I just throw those out. And for the Swiffer pads, I do have reusable ones. I think they're like 5. Once I finish using all of them, I'm kind of collecting them under the bathroom sink, and then I'll wash them all together and put them all to air dry so they're ready for the next time. 11 is going over our credit card bill at the end of the month. So every end of the month, we do look over how much we've spent. We kind of look at how much we spent for groceries and eating out and miscellaneous stuff for the house, and what I've spent personally on myself and what he spent personally on himself. And then we try to kind of see, okay, we did good here, we did bad here. And it's good to kind of be aware of what you're buying, because sometimes you think, oh no, I didn't spend that much this month, but you actually look at it and you're like, yeah, I actually did. What happened here? And you can make better decisions the next month, but it's good to be aware of what you're spending. Sometimes you think you know, but you actually don't until you look at it. And so number 12 is, I think, a really important one. If you really want a new gadget once a month, you have to figure out where your finances are, what you can buy and can't buy. But for me, since I am pretty frugal, I feel like if there is something that I really want, like right now, I want to buy the Insta360 3Go something camera. That is something that I have my eye on. I know because I've been keeping all these other habits that if I do want to splurge on that, I can, and I only give myself one maximum a month to spend. And so that's probably going to be my next one. That is how I keep the balance of it. So I've been saving and I've been investing, and that's all good, and it makes me feel good that I'm doing that. But sometimes there is things that you do want, and you just have to try to prioritize. If you're going to be spending on little trendy things that you might not use, it might not be worth it. But if you hold off and you get something that might be a little bit more expensive, but you've thought it all the way through and you know that it's really going to be beneficial for you and you're gonna be using it a lot, it's better to kind of save on all these little insignificant things so you can get one bigger thing, but you're gonna be sure if you wait the 30 days and it's something that you're gonna be using. And then at the end, it's good to give yourself a little treat for being so disciplined. Now we're at the end, I'm gonna go over the estimated cost. This is the estimate that ChatGPT gave us. I'll give you the higher end of the average and the lower end. Since it didn't have exact spending numbers, it's saying that it's gonna use the US lifestyle cost plus typical savings people see from each habit. These are conservative estimates, not for extreme couponers or hardcore frugal numbers. Number 1, keeping items in cart before the purchase. Impulse buys avoided. If you are avoiding impulse buys, which are 2 to 4 items a month, that would be from $40 to $120. Number 2, no buying multiples or overstocking. It prevents waste and expiration, which is toiletries, candles, skincare, which I probably wouldn't even buy candles, skincare, and food. The savings would be 15 to 40 a month. Number 3, using what you already own, so avoids duplicate function items. Containers, tools, gadgets, estimated savings $20 to $60. Number 4, making things yourself, DIY meal, snacks, small items, estimated savings $25 to $80. Number 5, learning services yourself, hair trims, nails, basic repairs and crafts, spread monthly even if occasional, would be around $20 to $70. Waiting for coupon/sales, 10 to 30% off purchases that you'd make anyways, it would be around $20 to $50 monthly. Number 7, cooking expensive meals at home, which would replace 2 to 4 restaurant meals. Dining out, $25 to $40 each. The home version is $8 to $15, and that would be an estimated of $60 to $120 monthly. Number 8, drinking water with meals, which would be $25 to $50. Number 9, grocery shopping with a meal plan, $40 to $100 on random buys and reduced reducing waste. Number 10, reusing cleaning towels and pads. That would be 10 to 25, and that's including paper towels and Swiffer refills. 11, which is reviewing your credit card monthly. You might catch subscriptions or patterns that you've been doing, so that would be 20 to 60. And then the last one, 12, balance treat spending. Prevents binge shopping later. It's hard to quantify, it says, but it gave a $20 to $50 a month. So monthly total estimated, if it's conservative range, it would be $350 per month. If it's a higher realistic range, it says $825 per month. So on the lower range, still $350 is a good amount. The benefit of that is that you're not also cluttering your home. So you're being minimalist, you're being mindful with what you spend, and you're saving money. For the yearly impact, if you're averaging even just $450 a month that you're saving, and that would be $5,400 per year. So you could do a vacation, it's a cushion for an emergency fund, you can pay off your debt or contribute to your investments. This is all money from small habits that you can change. Sometimes it's not about spending less, it's about spending more intentionally. Hopefully I gave you some ideas. Let me know if you have any habits like this as well. I'd love to hear what you do to try to spend less and save a little bit more money. Leave it down in the comments, and if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, and I'll see you next week.